Everyone always shows the fun part of starting a clothing brand. The designs, the samples, the first drop, but almost nobody shows this part. The hours of research, opening up hundreds of tabs, changing our minds every 5 minutes, and honestly, not knowing if you're even looking at the right things. So today, I'm documenting the messy version. If you've been following this series, you should know that I'm building my clothing brand up from scratch. No connections, no experiences, just trying to figure out things one step at a time. So today isn't about designing clothes, it's about figuring out who am I actually designing them for. Alright, the first brand we're looking at today is Misunderstood. One of the first things I noticed about Misunderstood wasn't even the clothes, it was the feeling. Everything feels intentional. The colors were usually muted, nothing screams for attention, the designs aren't overloaded with graphics. Instead, everything feels calm, clean, and confident. That already tells me that they're selling more than just clothes. I used to think I could just make clothes that look cool and people would just buy them. But after watching videos and reading advice from people who's actually built brands, I realized that's probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make. If you don't know your audience, you don't know what they already own. And you definitely don't know why they choose your brand over someone else's. So before I spend money on samples or inventory, I want to understand the space I'm entering. Right now, I'm looking at brands that have a similar style to what I want to build. I'm paying attention to things like what color they use, what kind of graphics they put on their clothes, whether they're oversized, fitted, or somewhere in between, how they market themselves, what people are saying in the comments. I'm also trying to notice patterns, not so I can copy them, but I can understand why they work. One thing I really like is their color palettes. Instead of using loud neon colors or random combinations, they stick with earthy tones. Creams, browns, grays, blacks, sometimes faded greens. Those colors make every collection feel connected. It's also easier for customers to mix different pieces together. I'm definitely taking these factors into note. Alright, so here is a little sneak peek into what I'm trying to get into when it comes to like researching brands and stuff. So over here I have one of their drops of Misunderstood. And I'm just trying to extract all the little details and things I should know, when trying to make this brand. Over here I have the palettes. I'm trying to like notice patterns in the palettes, seeing why these colors work together. You see over here, I have like all of the codes and stuff, and then over here I just have some notes, like trying to like figure out like all of like the little like I don't know details and stuff when it comes to this brand. Over here I have another brand that I'm not going to get into this video. This one is Conflicted Lovers. I'm also like interested in this brand too, just like the whole like story and vibe. But like today we're just focusing on Misunderstood, because I mean out of every brand I've like researched and like looked up, I feel like this one's like one of the closest I'm trying to you know get like the same energy, the same like I want to say style, but like same like at least color palettes. I'm a big fan of their color palettes. That's something I would definitely put into my brand. Over here I have I have a color chart, and I'm like the second column is shows what each color gives off, what vibe and what feeling it gives off. But yeah, this is basically what I have for now. Like by the time I'm done with research, this whole whiteboard should be like almost fully filled. But yeah. Every time I find something interesting, I'm writing it down. Some ideas I'll probably keep, some I'll completely throw away later, and that's kind of the point. One thing I'm already realizing is that having good designs isn't enough. The successful brands all have a feeling behind them. When you look at their page, you immediately know what kind of person they're speaking to. Not just clothes, but a brand that actually means something. And I'll be honest, sometimes it feels like I'm overthinking everything. But there are so many brands already out there, it's easy to wonder if there's even room for another one. But I'd rather spend extra time learning how than rush into something and regret it later. Even if this part isn't exciting, it's probably one of the most important parts of the whole process. I'm making these videos because I want to document the real journey, not just the wins, the research, the mistakes, the moments where I have no idea what I'm doing. Hopefully one day I'll look back at this video after the brand has actually grown and laugh at how many tabs I had open trying to figure out everything. If you're building something yourself, let me know what you're working on. I'll see you in the next episode. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.